Hey guys, it's LOLing here, and I'm bringing you back another gameplay, and I'm gonna call this series Flashback Fridays, I think? Yeah, Flashback Fridays. So, sorry that took me so long to think of. I couldn't remember if that was right or not. But yeah, so this series is gonna be called Flashback Fridays, where I play an older game of the Call of Duty sort, most likely. And this week it's going to be on Modern Warfare 3. I'm playing on Arcadin, using the M60 with the silencer, and playing some Domination. And yeah, so it's just a little clip that I have, and edited edited it, and I think it came out better than most of the videos I've uploaded lately by a lot better quality, because I found out why they haven't been the best, like what they should be at 1080 recorded, and it's because I've been recording them in 480. So the past few videos, even though they say HD, they were made in a lot lower than HD, a lot. So they're a lot lower than they should have been. They should have been 1080, but you know, it happens. So I hope they were still good enough for you guys, because I thought they looked fine, even though they were at a lower quality than they should have been. So if there's any problems with this one, I'll fix it and edit it a little bit more, but I thought it came out pretty nicely and all that. So comment on what you think of the editing that I did on this one. I've just been trying to get better and better so it looks nicer. And yeah, so I wanted to continue a talk that I started last week on, I think it was on Sunday, that I talked about the Nintendo Wii U and how the price drop happened right away, like immediately. So the what I wanted to talk about is how a lot of systems have been doing that recently, or not systems, but just consoles in general. Like the whole reason for the Xbox, which was one of the first ever like immediate price drops, like really fast. It was a little bit after the Xbox original Xbox came out, and in the UK it came out later than everything else. So a lot of people pre-ordered and paid their money off for it and got it. So when they looked at it and all that, they Microsoft did a price drop after they got it. And since it was already after UK got it, there was a lot of people that didn't get the price drop and all that, and they paid full price. So what Microsoft did at that time when it happened, they allowed all those people to pick out like two games of like a selection Microsoft probably did, and they got to choose two games that they wanted, and they got them for free for because of the price drop. So it was kind of payback from or payment from what Microsoft did, and they didn't want the users to get pissed off about it and not go to them anymore, so they did that. And what happened with the Wii U is they're dropping the price already, and it's not that much after, but still, it's like $50 right after. Not even a full year has gone by for it being around. It's really fast. And that happened with the Vita too. After like a year and a half, they're already dropping the price, which is pretty surprising, but not really, because the system or the device wasn't amazing. Like it had a lot of flaws to it, but there was a lot of good to it too. 'Cause it was just a fun little system that you play on the go, but there wasn't that many games for it, and it's not something that the games on it ran really well. They were still glitchy and all that, and they weren't console quality. They were just a more advanced handheld quality. So it was something that they needed to drop the price for, because no one was going to pay $100 for a Vita being not the best. And now with the new Xbox One, when it's coming out again like the regular Xbox, like the original Xbox. It's coming out a week after, or a month after, in the UK. So UK doesn't get it for a while and all that. It was something like that, is what I heard online somewhere, and that's something that's like kind of big, because what if they have a price drop again? Because there's this whole competition. What if everyone goes to the 4 and they don't have enough funds to do it and all that to keep up with the whole $500 for it. So that's something Microsoft has to watch out for, because it could be a big killer for them. And yeah, that's enough with that topic, because it doesn't really go further than that. What else can be said about that stuff though? I guess with the Vita, what one of my friends brought up is the PS4, how they should have bundled the PS Vita with the PS4. And yeah, that's a good idea, but they would have to raise the price to like 600 then. They said, or my friend said, that if they did the PS Vita with the PS4, it should be like $500 for it to make it even with the Xbox, because the Xbox has the Xbox and the Kinect. But really, that's like just too much money spent on someone paying $500, or too little money spent for the consumer, because Sony would be losing a lot of money for that if they were basically giving away their Vitas. Even though they're not selling that great, they're still selling to a little bit, but not as well. And that's something that would be an idea, but it would be an idea if they were selling the PS4 for $600. Then yeah, a PS Vita would be a completely legit option. But at the moment, it's just like, that would be a little insane for them to do. And then with the Xbox One having the Kinect, it's like, yeah, it would be a lot cheaper if they had a one that didn't have the Kinect with it. It would probably be like 400 for that one, or 450 or something. But it would still be cheaper than the 500. But you lose out on a lot of features with it. Like, you lose out on the voice control, which is the big thing with the Xbox One, which being able to just say Xbox, go to TV listings or something, and switch immediately from your game to that is probably the biggest thing that they're going to have over Sony and all that. So it's something that they wouldn't want to lose and all that, because who wants to lose their biggest key feature? So that's something that the Kinect is needed for it. The Vita wouldn't be needed for the PS4 to use, unless they were to have like hookup with it where you could use your Vita as a controller, which is an idea that they could have done, or they could still do, and they could make a plugin for that, or just something to do it. And maybe an app on both of them that you could set it up and use your Vita as your PS4 controller, which I don't know how it would go over, but because the PS4 controller looks really nice and looks like it would work really well and fit everyone, but I don't know. It could happen. Xbox, their controller looks kind of nice, but I noticed some flaws because I saw some more up close pictures of the controller and like just some of the features on it, like the buttons. They got a lot flatter and a lot closer together, so it's going to be a lot harder to press the buttons down and like without missing it, and everything's kind of like farther apart and all that. So it's just, they changed a little bit to it, which is needed, because you don't want the same controller for every console, but it's a lot different for like when you move from controller to controller. And I don't know how I'm gonna like that, because I like being able to feel where the buttons are, like knowing that alright, it's there, rather than being able to maybe gloss over one and miss, and maybe that'll kill you on a kill streak and all that. So that's something that I've been noticing in pictures and stuff on Twitter and all that. And I don't know, just some minor things that aren't gonna push down the Xbox any more than it is, because it's still probably the better console with gaming wise, which is what everyone wants a console for. Like, I mean, if you want a Blu-ray player like Sony has, why not just buy one? And yeah, so that was a good talk with you guys, and I'll see you guys. I'll talk about more stuff next week on Flashback Friday. See you guys.